We're live! Welcome, you made it to day 5 of the Blog to Bank Challenge. How are we doing today? Let me know in the chat. How are you doing on this beautiful Friday? I'm so excited that you're here. Let me know if you hear me, you can see me. Technology is on our side today. It is a happy day. Absolutely. Are we ready to rock and roll? Are we ready to rock and roll? Tina says today is awesome. Yes, it is. Yes, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so excited. Day 5. You're here. We made it. Sound great. Video great. Awesome. Awesome. We are ready to rock and roll. Let's do this thing. We're going to start off with some shout outs. How was it doing the homework yesterday? I saw a lot of you doing your homework and like really putting some thought and sharing your heart and your soul and your stories. And some of you are just like saying, wow, like, thank you for this assignment because it really opened my eyes to getting vulnerable and seeing how it could connect. So how was your homework for day 4? How was your homework? I wanted to give a shout out to Kim sharing her story. I'm not going to read everyone's story. I just wanted to give you a shout out and let you know that I see you. I read it. And I'm really proud of you for a lot of you getting deep and getting vulnerable to the point of like, I read it and I'm like, whoa, I feel such a deep connection with you from knowing this about you. Yeah, Dana says it feels liberating. Joy says I learned so much. Yeah, what else? What else? What else did you learn from just writing out your story? A huge shout out to Dana, who got vulnerable and shared her story as well. And Kim did her extra credit that we offered in our VIP. So we offered the VIP of 20 things that make you awesome as extra credit assignment. Did any other VIPers do their extra credit? I think Kim is the only one that I saw. And I know you're busy. I know we gave you a lot of assignments to do. And like, obviously this challenge, it's taking some of your time, which is awesome. I highly suggest this weekend, you do the extra credit and write out what are 20 things that make you awesome. And this is something that whenever we struggle with our confidence, we come back to and we remember who we are. We remember the things that we've done. Yes. So who here is committed to writing out the 20 things that make you awesome? Who is committed to doing that this weekend? Yes, yes, yes. Committed. Okay. So you're going to post it inside of the Facebook group so I can see it. I can read it. And then what I want you to do is to print it out and to put, has anyone put like Post-its of themselves or Post-its of like some of the things that we talked about, some of your goals, some of your vision in your office or in your bathroom? Have you done that yet? Joy says me. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to read these and I want you to actually print it out or write it out and put it somewhere you can see it and remind yourself every single day how amazing you are. All right. Shout out to Tammy, crushing it with your homework as well as Pamela. I see you doing your homework, getting vulnerable with your story.
Recording in progress.
I love it. I love it. Other shout outs. Shout out to Rena Lee, getting vulnerable with your story. Carol Burns, Holly, I see you. I see you and you've done it good. Kimberly says I got Post-its everywhere. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome to my life. I have note cards and I just use tape, but I'm putting note cards up everywhere. All right. All right. I wanted to give a huge shout out. Can you help me congratulate Miss Pamela Brannon, our newest Activate student? Give her a huge shout out and congrats in the chat. I'm so proud of you for taking that giant leap into joining us inside of Activate. So Pamela's business idea right now is helping women reach the impossible or what they perceive as such through a radical self-care journey. She joined Activate because I trust you more than all the reasons my terrified head told me not to join, and you have a heart for Africa. I just want you to know that you're in great hands, Pamela, and we are so excited for you. And I can't wait to see where you're going to be a year from now. Huge congratulations. I wish I could give you a big hug. I will in January. Hopefully you'll be coming to our live event that we're doing, so I can give you a huge hug and just tell you congratulations. So yay. Oh my goodness, you're here on day 5, which means, what does that mean? What does that mean? In the chat. What does it mean if you are here on day 5? Yes, you are a finisher. You are. How does it feel to finish what you start? How does it feel? Some of you, this might be the first time you really finished a challenge like this. And just remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Yes, it feels great. Fantastic. First time finisher. Congrats, Demi, for being a first time finisher. How does it feel? And just know, this is the start of momentum for you. When you start to take massive action, you're going to get in the habit of taking that action, and it's going to build upon it. So I am really proud of you. Yes, you are a finisher. Yes, you're finishing strong. Carol, I am glad that you're here. What was your biggest takeaway from day 4? Your biggest takeaway from day 4. We have covered so much in the past 4 days. So what was the big thing that stood out to you from day 4? Remember, we talked about content. Content is the lifeblood of your blog and your business. We talked about content in our live stream. And then we had Dawn to talk about copywriting and creating words that sell during our VIP session. So what did you learn? Judith said, first time finisher 2. Yes! I love that. I'm really so proud of you. And I just want you to know it is an honor to be here as your coach, as your mentor, and to see what you've been able to accomplish in just a few short days. So just thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and continuing to show up for you. Dana says, empower and connect with your personal story. Jana said, the art of getting others to do what you want them to do because of their reason. Kimberly said, 100% is possible 100% of the time. Woo! What's the cost of being stuck? Yeah. What are the prices that you're paying? Write this down. Write this down right now. What are the prices that you're paying for being stuck and not taking action? What are the prices that you're paying? And let us know in the chat. What are the prices that you're paying? And what are the prices that other people are paying for you continuing to be stuck and not taking action? What are the prices? What's the cost? I want you to think about yourself, and I want you to think about your family, and I want you to think about your legacy. What are the prices that you're paying, your family's paying, other people are paying because you are stuck or you're not taking action? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat the prices that you're paying, the cost of being stuck. In the chat, tell me. We're all paying a price. Carol says the loss of freedom and feeling of dread. Not having an epic end of the year. What else? One income, feeling stuck, not enough money, pain, sadness, lack of faith in myself, feeling stuck. Yeah. So what are you going to do? Disempowered. What are you going to do to take massive action to get out of this? Because what we're doing now, this is the start of your journey for many of you, working our lives away for someone else. And how long, let me ask you this, how long do you want to stay in that place? Do you want to continue to feel stuck? Because it's a choice. You can continue to feel stuck and stay in that place, or you can say, I've had enough. I'm ready for my breakthrough. Who here is ready for their breakthrough? Just type breakthrough in the chat. If you're like, I'm done. I've had enough. I'm done playing small. I want a breakthrough. Stop trading time for money. Yes, it is possible for you. It is possible. It is possible. I'm ready to do and exceed my wildest dreams. It is happening. It is happening. All right. I love this. Your breakthrough is coming. So we've covered so much. Day 1, we talked about what to do first to monetize your blog. Day 2, we talked about the secret sauce. Day 3, we talked about how to actually make money blogging. Day 4, the essential step to creating a profitable blog. And today, we're talking about what not to do when blogging. Tasty says, I'm so tired of chasing my tail. I know. Does anyone else feel like they're in a hamster wheel? And it's like you're running, but you're not actually getting somewhere. Let me know. Just write hamster. Hamster in the chat, because that's 100% how I felt until I hired my coach. And that was like my breakthrough moment. Because I said, enough is enough. I need my breakthrough. Let's go. And that's when it was, Tony Robbins says it's in the moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. And I made that decision. Yeah. Lane says, I've created a lot of pieces, but can't put them together. Totally. I was the same way, for sure. So today's VIP session, our VIPers, are you excited for this? We're doing hot seats with our Activate coaches. So we're going to do breakout rooms today, and you're going to have an opportunity to hot seat your burning business questions. VIPers, do you think VIP has been worth it? Just let me know in the chat. Do you think VIP has been worth it? You spent $47 to be with us. Do you think it has been worth it? Yes, worth it. Yes, so valuable. Definitely. Yeah, unreal indeed. So there's still time for you to join us in VIP. If you join us today, you'll get access to all the previous recordings this week, and you'll be able to jump in today for hot seats. Susanna says, way over deliver. Kimberly says, so worth it. Absolutely amazing. So if you want to get hot seated and be able to ask our Activate coaches, and you might get an opportunity to ask me too some of your questions, go to joinblogchallenge.com/get VIP. We'll put the link in the chat, and you can join us for today and our hot seats. I'm really excited for that. All right. Stand up, please. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Put your hands on your heart. Oh my goodness. You are a finisher. You are a leader. Your breakthrough is coming. How does it feel to be here on day 5, knowing that you finish what you start, that you can take massive action, that you can get uncomfortable and do the hard things, the things that scare you? I want you to now see yourself over the course of the next 12 months. I want you to see yourself taking action, of staying consistent, of staying committed, of being surrounded with your tribe of people who are like you and get you, that you get to work with, of taking that massive action, investing in yourself. And I want you to see yourself a year from now. Your vision is happening. You're able to go on that vacation. You're in Italy. You're in Disney World, wherever that is. And you're having so much fun. You've been able to create an impact with your business. You're changing people's lives. You're able to contribute to the causes that mean so much to you. You might have been able to retire your husband, build up an emergency fund, start investing, pay off that debt, buy a new car, whatever that looks like. I want you to see it as done. It is happening, and you have created that because you are powerful, you are capable, you are worthy of success. Open your eyes, and in the chat, type, it is done. It is done. It is done. How does it feel doing that for the 5th time? Of being consistent and living in your vision. How does it feel? Is it starting to get clearer? Is it getting clearer? Yes, it is done. Jana says, I've never done that before. Isn't it powerful? Yeah, it's liberating. It's powerful. When you see yourself, yes, it feels fantastic and less awkward. The first couple times you do it, it might feel awkward. AJ says the vision is so real, I can touch it. I want you just to start feeling like, what does it feel like? Do you like if you're on the beach, you're in like the south of France on the beach, do you feel like the ocean breeze? Do you smell the ocean? I want you just to feel every little aspect of it. Susanna says, I've been picturing different aspects each day. Yeah, it's powerful. So who's committed to continuing to live in their vision beyond this challenge? My hope for you, my intention for you is this isn't the end. I want to make sure that after these 5 days, you don't do the 5 days and then you're like, oh, I'm done. Like, I want you to use this as a springboard into living that vision of creating that massive momentum. This is the start of your journey. Hopefully, I get to be a part of you continuing on with this, with us in Activate. Either way, if you join us or not, continue to live in your vision to take massive action. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Have you ever felt like you're making all the mistakes when it comes to blogging? Just type mistakes in the chat if you felt that way. Mistakes. Yeah. What mistakes do you feel like you've been making before I dive into what you might be making? What mistakes do you think you might be making? Not doing anything. Yeah, that would be a big one. That would be a big one. I didn't have the end in sight, not having an audience. Inconsistency. Yeah. Not showing up. Yeah. How do you think it'll feel as an audience, like someone who's a member of your audience, of your tribe, if they see you only show up once in a while? Do you think they're going to be able to trust you if you only show up every once in a while? What do you think will change if you decide and you commit to showing up consistently? Yeah. So not knowing the technology. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about all the mistakes, making it more complicated than it is. In the chat, type out complexity is the enemy of execution. Remember, we talked about this. Complexity is the enemy of execution. It gets to be easy. It gets to be easy. We're not going to make it harder on ourselves than it needs to be. Okay? Yes. No audience, no connection between offer and blog. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to be sharing with you all the mistakes that I have made personally. So again, this isn't me coming down on you saying, like, you need to stop doing this. I'm saying I've done it all. And you can learn from my mistakes so you can fast track your success. Type fast track in the chat. That's what you get to do when you have a coach. You get to fast track. Tony Robbins says you can compress decades into days when you have the right strategy. Yeah, so we get to fast track your success. So let me go back. Big mistake is waiting until it's perfect. Waiting until it's perfect. Who here is a recovering perfectionist? Because we talked about being a perfectionist, right? We're recovering from it now. We know what's happening. So now we're recovering and we're starting to take massive action because perfectionism is the mother of procrastination. Have you started taking action during this challenge, more so than you think you would have outside of the challenge on your own? And have you felt like you've been able to get over maybe a little bit of that perfectionist tendency? Maybe it was you going live and it wasn't all perfect, but you showed up and you did it anyways. Who here has gotten over some of it? AJ says, taking massive action. Yes. So over it. Dana says, I'm over it. We're getting over that perfectionism because we know, here's one thing I want you to understand. If it's 80% good enough, it's good enough. Does not have to be perfect. Okay? If it's perfect, you've waited too long to launch the thing. One of my mentors, my business coach, I pay a lot of money to work with her. She has an 8-figure business, has impacted so many lives. Is I was meeting with her. By the way, I spent over $40,000 to work with her for the year. I only get to actually coach with her one-on-one 4 hours out of the entire year, which is like mind-blowing to me. But that's the thing. That 4 hours that I get with her one-on-one, like springboards me to where I need to go. And here's the thing. There's a difference between the cost of something and an investment. Cost versus investment. Does it cost me $40,000 to work with her, or am I investing $40,000 in myself by working with her? What's the difference? Am I investing, or is it costing me that much? Let me know in the chat. Is it costing me $40,000, or am I investing $40,000? Yes. Yes. It's an investment. And what happens when you make that investment? You get an ROI. So I invest the $40,000, I get the ROI of we've had 6-figure launches every time we've launched this year, which is pretty cool. When I first started my business, I didn't think that was like really a thing that I could do it. And then I started to see it happening. I'm like, wow, I get to help so many people and make this happen, right? It's an investment. And so one of the things she told me, and I was meeting with her, is she goes, Rachel, we're going to have to let that bleed. And I was like, excuse me, what? And she goes, in your business, as you grow and you start to scale, something's always going to bleed. Something's always going to bleed. And I started to really understand that nothing is ever going to be perfect. And I started to, I follow her, and I went to her blog, and I started messaging our team. I'm like, you have a broken link here. This ad goes to the wrong page. And like everything is messy, but here's the deal. If it was perfect, she wouldn't have the business, the life, or the impact that she has. If you want to have the business, the life, and the impact, that freedom that you desire, nothing's going to be perfect. You got to get over that, okay? The fear of taking action. Who here has a fear of taking action? Just type fear of taking action in the chat. Fear of taking action. Yeah. So what stems from this fear? Why are you afraid? Why do you have this fear of taking action? I want you to think about, what's the worst case scenario? Imposter syndrome. Yeah. Worst case scenario. What's going to happen? What's going to happen if you take action? And I want you to think about the worst case scenario if I take action, and then what's the worst case scenario if I don't take action? The price that I'm paying from not taking action. And which is worse? Which is worse? Les Brown, I love Les Brown. He said, too many of us are not living our dreams because we're living our fears. Who here is done putting off their dreams because they're getting over their fears? They're done. They're like, I'm going for it. I'm sick and tired of playing small. I'm sick and tired of sitting here being afraid, and I'm going for it now. I'm done living in fear. I am done living in fear. Latricia, I love it. I love it. Yes. Yep. I'm going for it. Yeah. Pamela says, a coach once said that I'll be the same age not learning something new than I would be if I took the action. Yeah. Yep. Imagine 5 years from now, where you could be if you actually took the action and you did the scary thing, compared to 5 years from now, if you didn't take the action and you didn't do the scary thing. Think about how radically different your life could be. Like if you would have told me a decade ago where we could be right now, I didn't honestly think it was possible. Tony Robbins says so often we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in a decade. And that is so the truth. I had no idea a decade of having a business, I would be here, but it's possible. But that's because I did some of the things that scared me, and I continue to put myself in situations that get me out of my comfort zone. So what are you going to do to get you out of your comfort zone, right? Sandra says going forward, fear stops us from going for it. Yeah. So we need to think, what are we going to do to get over it? Yep. Penny says, I'm trying to wrap my head around this new me. Totally. Yeah, it's a shift for some of us. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And now I'm like, what can I do to challenge myself? What can I do to get out of my comfort zone? Because the things that used to be scary to me don't scare me anymore. So then I'm continuing to grow, and I'm continuing to put myself into those growth environments, right? Yes, put it out there and keep moving. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Type that into the chat, please. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Some of you need to put that on a Post-it and put it up on your wall. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Dale Carnegie said, do the thing you fear to do and keep on doing it. That's the quickest and surest way ever yet to discover to conquering fear. So what's the thing right now? You did the Facebook Live, right? You did the Facebook Live. That might have been something that scared you 5 days ago. Now you might be a little uncomfortable, but it probably doesn't have that same like that it did on day one, right? You feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more comfortable. So what's the next thing, the next step for you to take? The thing that you fear that you're going to pursue. What's that next thing? That next thing, let me know in the chat. You got over the fear, or you're continuing to get over the fear of Facebook Lives. So now what's that next thing for you? That next thing, it scares you. It scares you, but you know it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you make a greater impact. It's going to help you create that legacy. What's that next thing for you? What's that next thing? Dana says activate. Yeah, I love it, Dana. I love it. I love it. Can't wait to see you in there. Kimberly said afraid to invest in activate because I'm just starting out. So were many of our students. They were just starting out. I was too. But here's the deal. If you're just starting out, it's perfect to invest in because you're going to save so much time. Imagine the time that you're going to save in like the years of mistakes and trying to figure it out on your own. When you're in Activate, you'll have the fast track. You're going to save yourself so much time, headache, and stress. Yeah. Pamela said, I was terrified, but magically found 4 months worth of payments in 24 hours. Pamela, isn't it amazing what can happen when you live in possibilities? Instead of saying, I can't afford it, ask yourself, how can I afford it? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you just found 4 months of payments just lying around. And you're like, that's when 100% is possible 100% of the time, when you're absolutely 100% committed. Joy says, I don't know how I can earn the money to pay for it, but I'll try my hardest. Commit 100%. So we're going to take try out of your vocabulary. Yoda and my dad say, don't try, just do. Right? My dad always said that growing up, but I didn't know it was Yoda until like a couple years ago. But yeah, we don't try, we commit. And so when you're 100% committed, you're going to figure out a way. If you try and you dabble, something's going to come up that's going to derail you. So are you going to try or are you committed? Becky says, I want to invest in Activate. Amazing. So Becky, are you committed? Yeah, we figure it out. When you're 100% committed, you figure it out. Know what you want, know why you want it, and then you figure out the how. Okay? There is no try, there is just do. Yoda. For sure. Facebook user asks, are there payment plans? Yeah, so we have payment plans for Activate. You'll just, if you haven't applied yet, go to joinactivatenow.com and you'll be able to talk with one of our impact coaches. And then they'll be able to talk to you. You can pay in full and save 2 months, or you can do payment plans. Absolutely committed. Totally. AJ says, I told my children there are only 2 choices, do or do not. There is no try. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Tim Ferriss said, what we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do, right? Yeah, Becky's absolutely committed. Sandra says, they want to invest in me by doing Activate, have to talk to the Lord how to do this. We'll figure it out. We can help you. When you talk to your impact coach, we'll help you figure it out for sure. So what's the thing that you fear doing most? Because that's the thing you need to pursue. For me, when I was first getting started, one, obviously hiring a coach when making the financial investment that was scary was huge. Other thing was me speaking publicly. That was the thing that terrified me growing up. I was never comfortable speaking in front of people. And so do you know what I did? I specifically put myself into situations where I had to speak in front of people. I signed up for Toastmasters. I signed up to become a fitness instructor. I did Turbo Kick. And I was like, what do I hate doing? Being in front of people. Okay, that means I need to actually do it. If I want to live the life I want to live, make the impact I want to make, I can't just hide in the corner on my own. Yeah, doing Facebook Lives have been helpful. Raina says, I hate speaking publicly. I know. Let me tell you, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Yeah. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So what's the thing you fear doing most? That's the thing you need to do. Another mistake, starting a blog, publishing content without an end in mind. So we always need to start with the end in mind. What's the offer that we have? What's that end goal, right? For those of you joining us in Activate, we'll help you create an offer. What's that offer, that end goal? And then we need to reverse engineer it. We talked about that. We reverse engineer it and we think about the content that we need to create that's going to lead to that offer. And so we got to make sure we always start with the end in mind. Write this down. Start with the end in mind. Yep. We're going to start with the end in mind. Okay. Another mistake, offering something that doesn't resonate with the content you've been sharing on your blog. We got to stay niche. Remember, the riches are in the niches. Write that down, type it in the chat. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. I know we did that a couple days ago. That was day 2. That was the secret sauce. Don't forget it. The riches are in the niches, and we got to make sure that our offer, our content goes hand in hand, and the content, it all goes together. Okay? Next mistake, creating a blog and expecting people to come. If you build it, they won't come. So to get in front of new people, you have to have a strategy. And so I use SEO, which is search engine optimization, as well as Pinterest. And this is stuff we dive into deep within Activate. We have an SEO expert in the program that does clinics twice per month to support you. And then she's in the Facebook group if you need help with SEO. And then you get access to Pin with Purpose, as well as having a Pinterest expert that's doing Pinterest Q&As as well, because we want to help you crush it there. And so it's really important that you have a strategy to get traffic to your blog. So what now is your strategy to get traffic, to get eyeballs on your content? And y'all, I can't make this up. You probably can hear them. They're out there landscaping and blowing leaves right now. Can't make this up. It's... Let me tell you, when you do anything, always expect for everything to be out of your control, and you got to learn how to roll with it. It's never going to be perfect. Expect it to be messy and expect for something to go wrong. And when you do that, you won't freak out when it goes wrong. Okay? Okay, Latricia said, I never told anyone I had a blog. I just posted away hoping to be found. How has that worked so far? How has that worked so far? I know when I didn't, it is not, exactly. It is not. That's what I used to do. Again, I made all these mistakes. And so I was posting, and it was like my mom reading my blog, right? It wasn't until I figured out SEO and Pinterest to get traffic to my website that I've been able to reach millions of people, right? Carol says, I have no idea what SEO is and what it costs. SEO stands for thank you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me slow down and making sure we're all on the same page. It stands for search engine optimization, and it's free. It's a way for you to show up on the front page of Google with your content. Who wants to show up on the front page of Google with your content? Type Google. Yeah. So exactly. So when you understand SEO and you use it in your content, we do everything strategically, okay? So when we're creating content, we're not just creating content that we want to create because we like it. We're creating content with SEO in mind always. That's why we have an SEO expert inside of Activate, because this is really, 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 really important. If you just create content with the titles you want without using SEO, you're never going to be found. It's really important, okay? Really, 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 really important. AJ says SEO is vitally important so you don't get lost in Google. Yeah. If you don't do this, you're not going to show up on Google and people won't find you. Okay? This is really important stuff. Okay? Another mistake, not being niche enough. Not being niche enough. Who here has found their niche in this challenge? Who here has found their niche in this challenge? I'm closer. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting close. I've got my niche. Okay. We're getting closer. Hopefully, after going through day 2, you saw that you were like trying to cast a wide net and catching 0 fish, right? Once we get narrow, we start to really laser our messaging and we're going to reach way more people. Okay? Awesome. Almost. Getting closer. Awesome. Remember, clarity comes through what? We get clarity through taking. We get clarity. Finished? Okay. Action. Thank you, Kimberly. We get clarity through taking action. Okay? And so if you're getting closer, don't try to think your way there. We take action. We start to create content and we see what's starting to resonate with people. Next mistake, no nurture process for the visitors and readers. So when people don't know what to do after reading your post, they're going to leave. You have to give them a reason to stay. Okay? So we need to think, what's the strategy here? So we have our blog content. We're getting people on our email list, and then we need to make sure we have a nurture process in place, because otherwise you might get someone on your email list. They're not going to know who you are, why they should listen. They're going to forget about you. This is something that we dive in deep inside of Activate, and you get my email sequence. For those of you that are joining us, it is highly, highly valuable. So it's very much plug and play. So we got to make sure we have a nurture process in place. We send out daily emails after someone subscribes to our email list. Okay? Who here does not yet have a nurture process? Just type no nurture process if you don't have one yet. If you do, okay, you can type in nurture process if you already have one. A lot of you do not. Okay, this is really important. Okay, if we don't have a process to nurture our new leads, they're going to forget about you. They're going to forget about you. And then it becomes impossible to sell because you're going to have a cold list that doesn't know who the heck you are. Ooh, okay, so basically nobody has a nurture process is what I'm seeing. Okay. This is really, 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 really important. We have a series of emails that we send to our new subscribers. Bring on Activate. Yeah, Pamela, you're just plug and play those emails. Plug and play those emails. We have it set up where it leads to an offer. And so you can make sales with those new people that are on your email list. Okay. This is definitely something that we get to work on for sure. Okay. Not keeping a close eye on your statistics to see where people are dropping off and what grabs their interest the most. So we use Google Analytics. We install that onto our blog. For those of you that are tech challenged, don't know how to do a website or anything like that, we have a WordPress expert inside of Activate that hosts WordPress clinics to support you in this. So if you have no idea how to install Google Analytics or anything like that, she's going to help you. You get access to her inside of her Facebook group, and then twice per month, she's hosting clinics where you can jump on and she can support you with that, okay? So it's really important that you have analytics on your blog so you can look and see what's working. Who here does not have Google Analytics on their blog yet? Just type no analytics if you don't have it. You want to make sure you know what's working, what's not working. What's working, that's how I niched down in the first place on my fitness blog. I was looking at my analytics and then I was like, all right, a lot of these blog posts are not resonating at all. But these about keto and intermittent fasting are crushing it. And that's when I niched down. That is when I niched down. Challenge with technology. Me too, Sandra. Me too. That's why we get support for sure. Next mistake, not being consistent. Not being consistent. So Jim Rohn said that success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Do you think anyone, let's ask Susanna Bianco, our Olympic gold medalist. Susanna, did you become, I know you're here, an Olympic gold medalist by practicing once and then showing up for the Olympics? Did you practice once, show up, and then get a gold medal? Susanna? She said 6 days a week for years. 6 days a week. And it wasn't just like an hour a day, 6 days a week. She was talking to me and my son TJ about how when she was it junior high or high school, like you were waking up early and practicing, 6 to 8 hours a day, 6 days a week for years. So it wasn't, she did 6 to 8 hours a day once and then became an Olympic gold medalist. It was 6 to 8 hours a day, 6 days a week for years. That's how you achieve greatness, okay? It's consistently. And I'm not saying you have to work 6 to 8 hours a day on your business to achieve results, because I don't work that much. I typically, when Gabrielle was a baby, I didn't work the first 5 months basically because I took that time to be with her, and I was still able to generate income in my business because passive income streams and systems. But now that she's going to be going to school, I'm like, all right, I'll work 3 to 4 hours a day. Max. I don't work more than that. You can create a great business by working less as long as you are focused and consistent. Who here struggles with consistency? You show up every once in a while. I think for me, consistency has been my superpower. It has been my superpower. You know, like when I invested in my first business program, it was, I forget if I told this story, it was $450 a month for 6 months. That's when we were on food stamps. I somehow found a way to invest $450 a month for 6 months. 100% is possible 100% of the time. And do you know what happened when I invested that much money into myself? I showed up and I was the best student and I took so much action. And one of the things my teacher taught me to do is you need to be consistent on social media and post every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. Now, I don't suggest you do that now. That doesn't work anymore. But back in the day, that was the recommendation. This was in 2012, 2013, around that time. And it worked. I was so consistent. And because that's what she told me to do, you better believe I did it every day for years. Even when I was in the hospital giving birth to TJ. It wasn't a surprise that I was going to be in the hospital giving birth. I was able to schedule that stuff in advance. A lot of us say, like, the circumstances threw me off track. No, you didn't properly plan ahead. We've been able to have over 200 and something episodes of the She's Making an Impact podcast every single week Because we plan ahead. We batch create content. So I don't leave it up to chance of, oh crap, I'm scrambling at the last minute to have an episode up on Monday. That never happens. Never, because we plan ahead. Yep, Susanna says consistency takes planning. I don't wait until the last second for anything. I'm consistent. So who here is committed to being consistent from now on? And again, that like what we teach our Activate students is to have a power hour. You don't have to be working a full time. I'm like, you set aside an hour chunk in the morning before the kids wake up, in the evening before the kids go to bed, during nap time. And if you do that consistently over time, you're going to see incredible results. It's when you only show up every once in a while that you're going to get sporadic results, because the compound effect takes time. It takes time, right? I'm committed to being consistent from now on with a power hour. Exactly. I talked with our Activate students about a concept called winning the day. So for me, winning the day, it's doing two things. Okay, two things. I know I have won the day if I have exercised that day, I have moved my body, and if I did a focused power hour on my business. Winning the day. It's not this, I sat down and did 8 hours of work and exercised for 3 hours. No. It's, did I do these two things? And I know if I do those two things every day, what's going to happen over time? Over time. Consistency leads to massive results over time. Okay? This is huge. I feel like I'm hammering this in. Are you getting this? Are you understanding the power of consistent action? Do we get it? AJ says, I'm committed to continued consistency. If this is an area that you know you struggle with, get the book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and listen to it over and over and over again. Lane says, that's what I need the accountability for. Totally. For sure. Listen to that book over and over and over again. I've listened to that book at least 4 times, and now I feel like it's just a part of me where it's like, of course, I live in my of course energy, as Mindy would say, our Activate coach who was here teaching our VIPers on day 1. Of course I'm going to be consistent. Of course I'm going to show up for myself. Of course I am. Michelle just posted the link to The Compound Effect for those of you that want to get it. Michelle, you're awesome. You're awesome. Another mistake I see is giving up too soon. The moment you're ready to quit is usually the moment right before a miracle happens. And I love this picture. I'm such a visual person, so when I see this, it's like, oh, how many of you have been so close and then you just gave up? And so here's what I like to say, like your success in your business, it's like you're climbing up a mountain, and it's like you're being consistent. You're taking massive action. You're being consistent. You're taking massive action. And how many of us had just stopped right before we got to the top because we started to feel some resistance and it started to get kind of hard? What if you just pushed through that resistance? You got to that other side. That's when you have a breakthrough. Don't give up before the miracle happens. Type that in the chat. Write it down. Don't give up before the miracle happens. And I train myself to do this. So I use fitness all the time just because it's such a huge part of my life and it's so related to business. And so when I'm riding the Peloton bike and he's like, we're going to do a sprint for a minute, I don't stop at 55 seconds because I'm tired. I sprint all the way through. I go through that finish line. I don't stop early. Don't give up before the miracle happens, okay? That's when you're 100% committed. What happens when you show up with commitment energy and you say, I'm going to make this happen no matter what? What do you think is going to happen? When you show up with that energy of not wishy-washy, of like, I'm going to try and see, maybe this will work. What do you think is going to happen when you show up committed? No matter what, I'm making this happen. What'll happen? Kimberly says it's going to happen. Elaine says you're going to get results. Exactly. But you have to show up with that energy and that intention. Another mistake, thinking you only have to write. So we talked about this already. You can choose podcasting, YouTubing, blogging. Figure out what is the medium that you resonate with the most, that you enjoy, and the one that's going to help you be the most consistent. If writing takes you 5 hours to write a blog post, do you think you're going to be consistent and put one out every single week? I don't know. Unless you have a lot of time on your hands. I know if it took me that long, I would never do it. But podcasting takes me 20 minutes to put out a podcast episode. It's easy for me to stay consistent. So you have to know yourself. This is where self-awareness comes in, and pick what's your preferred method of content creation. Which one are you committed to? Podcasting, YouTube, blogging. And by the way, we repurpose and it all goes on your blog, but which one are you committed to? Which one? Which one? Talk to me. I know we're 52 minutes in. Keep your energy up. Blogging. Okay. What else? Blogging, maybe podcasting, blogging. Yes. Yes. Awesome. We pick one. Another mistake, not leading the reader. Remember, when you have a business, when you have a blog, you're a leader. You have to lead them and tell them what you want them to do. Otherwise, they're not going to know what to do. They're going to guess. And you don't want them to guess. They're going to go away. So you got to tell them exactly what you want them to do next, which would be to get a freebie so they can get on your email list. Susanna says blog cast. Yes, I love it. So you got to lead them. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Type in the chat, I am a leader. I am a leader. If you have one person that's reading your blog, one person in your Facebook group, one person on your email list, you have one person that you have been entrusted with to lead them. You need to tell them what you want them to do next. I am a leader. Yes. I love it. Yes, you are. Another mistake, assuming the reader knows who you are. So if you're doing what we teach about SEO and Pinterest, you're going to get new people to your blog that don't know who you are. And so every single blog post that we have has a little mini intro. And so it's like, hey, are you new here? Welcome. We also have this other blog posts that are here to support you. And so I'd never assume that the reader knows who I am. I always do like a little mini intro because most likely it's going to be cold traffic. Okay. Next mistake, going for the sale too soon. We talked about this already, but again, repetition is the mother of skill. The big goal of our blog is to what? What is it? The goal of our blog? The goal of creating content? What is it? Dana says sell. No. What is it? Get them on our email list. Thank you. Yes. We're building our email list and then we're going to sell, okay? So we start with the email list. We don't go for the sale too soon. Yep, our email list is everything. You don't have a business if you don't have an email list. Your Facebook group doesn't count. That could get shut down tomorrow. You have to have an email list, okay? So another mistake, going for the sale too soon. We got to focus on our email list. And when they're on our email list, that's when we can nurture them with that email nurture sequence, okay? Another mistake, posting and then not sharing the content again. So the 80-20 rule is called Pareto's Law. We spend 80% of our time on something, right? Or it's actually, we spend 20% of our time on something that's going to give us 80% of the results. And so, example, we're going to spend our time on creating that blog post, 20% of the time creating it. We spend 80% of our time actually sharing it, promoting it, getting it out there. Okay. All right. Another mistake, thinking short-term versus long-term. Again, these are people that we get to nurture. They get to be in our email list. They get to be in our world. Do we have any of our Activate students on here already? If we do, I would like to know how long you followed me before you joined Activate, if you are on with us. Because I know on average, some of our students, they do a challenge with me and they're like, I'm ready. Like, I am here. I am like, let's go. And I have some of our students that have followed me for years before they jump in. And so we have a combo. And I never think short term of like the short term, this needs to happen immediately. I'm thinking I need to nurture my people and take good care of them. I need to take care of people no matter where they are. And so we're always thinking long term versus short term. Okay. And then we already talked about this. Another mistake, not optimizing your blog for email list growth. We have to optimize our blog for email list growth. We don't have time to talk about this today. This is something we dive into inside of Activate. Amy Porterfield said the energy of your business is directly tied to your email list. Neil Patel, we talked about him already. Your email list is going to be your highest converting traffic channel. And out of all the channels I tested as a marketer, email continually outperforms most of them. And so our blog needs to be optimized for email list growth. Another mistake, not repurposing content. So we talked about this in our VIP session with Danielle a little bit of taking our content and making sure we're repurposing it. So you could take that blog post and turn it into 5 different Instagram posts or 5 different Facebook posts or anything like that. For those of you, I'll talk about this in a second, that are jumping into Activate, you're getting Danielle's training on social media. And so we'll be diving deeper into this as well. Another mistake, doing it on your own. Doing it on your own. Accountability and community equals game changer. Write that down. Accountability plus community equals game changer. Accountability plus community equals game changer. So here's the deal. I love this quote. I was just talking to TJ about this. If you hang out with chickens, you're going to cluck. If you hang out with eagles, you're going to fly. Who is in your inner circle? Who are you spending time with? And are they going to help you fly or are they going to help you cluck? This is huge. Think about the people that you're spending time with currently. Are you surrounding yourself with people that are going to help you fly? Napoleon Hill says, deliberately seek the company of people who influence you to think and act on building the life you desire. Have you guys, during the course of this challenge, have I helped you start to see the world differently and to think differently over the course of just a few days? Have you started to think a little bit differently and started to see the world or your business or yourself differently? Dana says tremendously. Yeah. Imagine that's just in 4.5 days, right? 4.5 days. Imagine what's possible if we had a year together, right? You become the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's really important that you choose carefully those people and you are intentionally cultivating a community around you who are going to help you succeed, that are going to help you grow. Someone, I don't know who's saying this on Facebook because you didn't give StreamYard permission, but it's one of our Activate students, says, I have flown this past month building relationships in Activate. Totally. John Maxwell talks about the law of the inner circle. The leader's potential is determined by those closest to him. Nobody does great things alone, nor do leaders succeed alone. Once you've reached your capacity in time and energy, the only way you can increase your impact is through others. You need to surround yourself with high performers that extend your influence beyond your reach and help you to grow and become a better leader. So your inner circle, are they helping you grow? And I love this Bible verse, Matthew 15:14. If a blind man guides a blind man, both will fall into a pit. And so if you're working with someone who's at your same level that doesn't really know what they're doing, and you're like giving each other advice, it doesn't work because they don't know what they're doing either. So you guys end up giving each other crappy advice, and then you end up staying stuck and spinning right in that same circle that you're in. So I talked about Activate on Wednesday. That's when I made the offer. Who needed to think about Activate? You haven't yet submitted your application, or maybe you did, but you're kind of on the fence. Just type think. If you're like, I needed to think about it a little bit, maybe I needed to sleep on it a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Which is totally normal. And I want to ask you, if not now, when? There's never a good time to do anything in your life. Like never. There's never a good time. I've, launched in the middle of having babies and moving internationally and all the things. All the things. It's never a good time. So I made our offer to jump in with these bonuses. So we talked about getting access to traffic secrets. This is my exclusive system on how to use other people's audiences to grow your list fast. Because remember, your business is your email list. So we're going to help you do that. We're going to help you get your traffic. We're going to help you grow way quicker than you would if you were doing this on your own. 6 steps to grow and profit from your Facebook group with Christina Gendali, as well as secrets to growing on Instagram with Megan Ulaney. In my 6-week program, Pin with Purpose, we're going to help you grow your email list fast because remember, your business is in your email list. You're also getting access to bonus number 2, how to stop self-sabotaging with Dr. Shannon Irvine. For those of you who are like, I know I'm doing that for sure. Bonus number 3, our social media to sales starter system with Danielle. We're going to help you master social media and learn how to repurpose your blog content to put it on social media. So you're not spending hours and hours and hours doing this. It gets to be easy. And then our bonus number 4, one-on-one private coaching. You get your own private Activate coach that's going to be helping you. And again, these bonuses are disappearing on Tuesday. And I decided to be extra generous to help those of you who are on the fence to make a decision. I'm going to email my list for you when you join us and you make your application, you put in your application today. I'm going to email my list for you to help you grow faster. So you're going to be able to leverage my audience to help you grow faster. Blake Makowski is the founder of Tom's Shoes, a $1 billion company that has impacted so many people all over the world. And he said, someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. If it's important to you and you want to do it eventually, just do it and course correct along the way. Don't wait until someday, because someday will never come. Jane asks, are you still offering Guiding Your Walk with God? Totally. Yep, that's built into the program. And so you're going to get access to that too. These are just the extra bonuses on top of everything inside of Activate. Yeah. So if you have not applied yet, someday is now. So go to joinactivatenow.com to fill out that application. Join Activate Now, fill out an application. You can do that literally right now while you're listening to me talk. I won't be offended. For those of you, if you turn off your video while you fill out your application in VIP, I won't be offended. Go do it. Go do it now, okay? And then after you apply, one of our impact coaches are going to reach out to you to schedule an appointment. So you'll be able to talk to Helen, Mike, Stephanie, or Mariah, and we'll get you on their calendar. And then what happens if you're accepted? You're going to celebrate. And I'm going to give you a big virtual hug because you've made a decision that will completely transform your life and your business. And you'll be on the path to creating that vision that you have. 12 months from now, you'll look and you'll be like, wow, think about everything that I have accomplished over the past 12 months. Whoop, go back. Napoleon Hill, another quote from him, we talked about this. Successful people make decisions quickly and firmly. Unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and change them often. So make a decision, bet on yourself, and know that me and our team is with you every step of the way, and you do not have to do it alone, okay? So massive action time. This is your homework. What is it that you're selling or want to sell through your blog? Does your offer complement your blog's content? Do you have a nurture process in place to create know, like, and trust factor with your readers and subscribers? Are you tracking your blog statistics to know it's actually working? So all of that in a 2-minute or less video. And then you get to apply for Activate at joinactivatenow.com. Vanell says, I applied days ago and I haven't been reached out yet to. Mike, Vanell made this comment on YouTube. So can you make sure that you reach out? I know that everyone who's applied has been contacted in some way. So it might be hiding in your spam. And so I'll make sure that Mike reaches out to you, okay? Aegis is another fear that clarified itself is not being able to make the scheduled courses due to emergencies that come up. Everything's going to come up. Life happens. And we figure it out. We figure it out, okay? So our winner, Anastasia Wasco, you win Pin with Purpose. Email clientcare@rachelandgome.com to claim your prize. I am hoping that you are here live with us. If you are, I see someone says thank you in the chat. I don't see your name though. And so just let me know it's me and I'm here. Mike, we have someone in our VIP Zoom room, Todd and Ilona said I filled it out a couple days ago and haven't been contacted. So can you reach out to them too? I want to make sure everyone gets a response, and you probably have it. It might just be hiding in your spam folder. Yep. Cindy says, my application is in. Looking forward to my interview tomorrow with Helen. Awesome. Okay, it is you. You are here. I love it. Anastasia, you win Pin with Purpose. So all you got to do is email us and you'll get access. I loved your video. I loved watching you. You have so much energy. So we have got you. And I told you I would bring this back because I felt bad that we didn't have people on to claim this bonus. So Demi, I hope you're on. Demi, are you on? You're going to get a free month inside of Activate. I feel kind of like Santa Claus. She's here. Yay! I love that you guys are here today. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. And Raina says, I have my Zoom call today at noon. Amazing. And I haven't received, AJ says, I haven't received the workbook. All right. Mike is on, AJ's on YouTube. So Mike will reach out to you. Okay. What we're going to do next is we're going to end the live stream on Facebook and YouTube. For those of you who are on the fence about Activate, if you're still like, I'm not sure, apply. You'll be able to talk through it with one of our impact coaches. If you want to ask me a question, you can just text me or send me a DM on Facebook, and I'm there. I'm responding to every single person that I'm getting a message from. I'm happy to talk to you about it as well, and making sure you're making the right decision, which is betting on yourself and your future, okay? So you just need to text IMPACT to 815-357-4020 to reach me directly, okay? Yep. And for those of you on Facebook and YouTube, I'll still be in the Facebook group cheering you on as we wrap up the challenge. Just know it is an honor. Like, seriously, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. As your coach and leader, this fuels my soul. And I'm going to start crying. Ooh, like, I am just so grateful that you put your trust in me and that you showed up for yourself, because that's when you really get to experience that breakthrough. So I just thank you. I love you. I'm always, always, always here for you if you need anything. And, Cindy asked, will the replays be available for us to watch after the challenge? For those of you in VIP, yes. And those of you who are not in VIP, the replays will be taken down Tuesday. So if you need to get caught up on anything, get caught up. Yep. Okay. Oh, AJ says, this has been one of the most energetic workshops I've joined in a long time. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to end the live stream. I love you. And then we're going to jump into our VIP hot seats.